On this episode of Imagine, Create, Inspire.
After 30 years, the only thing that's clear to me at doing this is that everything that has worked out for me has been because of relationships and rapport. And the money comes and goes. There's pandemics. There's times when live music is doing better. There's times when I'm doing better. Sometimes it's my fault. Sometimes it's somebody else's. Whatever it is. But the one thing that we have is each other.
You are listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. Join host Bruce Andrews in conversations with creatives. Every artist has a story, and the struggle is real to stay inspired and in the flow. Join in the conversation by leaving us your comments, and thanks for listening.
Man, what is initiating this conversation is the fact that I am so jacked. I'm so excited that you're coming back to Columbiana to the Song Theater, July 14th and then 15th for a workshop, because the last time you killed it with Joe Crown, and we didn't really have the audience that we wanted to have because we were fighting the COVID stuff and all those restrictions. So, man, I'm excited to have you back.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you how impressed I was with the club and with you and with every member of your staff, including Philip. It was a fire venue, beautiful. It's really easy to get people hyped up about places like that because they're not going to see a show like that any other place. The venue, to the music, the vibe that when we get there. So we're really excited. I'm happy to be teaching there. I think it's a great idea. And normally when I teach, it's with a group of instructors, right? And it's nice to sort of have, control myself and just really just focus on one thing. I think it's really the first time I've ever done that. And, I've done little shows like that at clubs for 5 or 10 people or something like that, but nothing formal. So I think it'll be easy for me to sell this to people, and hopefully Alabama's a pretty centrally located area for the Southeast. So it should be pretty easy for people to get to. And hopefully they'll see that low ticket price and come in and hop on.
Man, I'm excited about it. I think we'll pack it. We should pack it. I'm certainly optimistic that we will. I think you said one of my favorite quotes about harmonica players. I think you said that more people have walked on the moon than have made it a living playing the harmonica.
Yeah, that's my quote, and that's absolutely true. It's true. That's a true thing.
Man, why would you suppose that to be the case?
Well, if you look up the number of astronauts that have been to the moon, I think it's like 26 different people have been to the moon.
Yeah.
And if you look up the number of harmonica players that have supported themselves throughout their life solely with making harmonica, it's less than that.
That's right. Well, you're up for some extreme touring. I know you're probably leaving town tomorrow, right?
It's been chaos around here. We just got back from Hawaii. It's all good chaos. It's what we call luxury problems, right? But yeah, I got 5 moving pieces in this band. That's the same band that's coming to you, the bad kind. We got 5 guys. We got a huge tour. The first gig starts in Cleveland, right? So we have to basically drive to Canada, right, to play the first show. So I'm trying to get the overhead together for that and the the van in shape, for it to feel good about the ride. And that's what,
Right.
that's what I like. People think we just show up and play music. It's like, oh my, that's like the only good 2 hours of the day, right? The rest of the day is overnight drives, shift after shift. Somebody will do 8 hours, another person do 8 hours. You try to sleep there, try to watch your diet as best as you can.
Right.
It can be very, very brutal. And I've been doing it for 30 years, but I'll tell you, I'm after 3 years of sitting on my butt during the pandemic. And, I'm one of the fortunate ones. I had a stream of income from a successful YouTube channel and a teaching thing. So really the pandemic for me was like a 3-year vacation of sitting at home and, oh, that's where the grocery store is. I've never been there. And, oh, who are you? Oh, that's right. We're married, right? Oh, that's my cat. Oh yeah, I thought you were smaller. When did you become 19 pounds, right? So I actually really enjoyed the pandemic, but I will tell you that I know I'm not built like it anymore, but in my mind, I'm still a racehorse, and I'm supposed to be out there performing, not sitting at home and teaching in front of a computer and making YouTube videos. As much as I enjoy both of those things, there's nothing like going out and playing, and that's what I always wanted to do when I was a little kid. So I'm for all the hassles and tiresome and worries and car trouble and band trouble and booking agent trouble and all that stuff. For all of that, it's 100% worth it every single night when you guys are just happy, and so are we.
Yeah, amen, bro. I mean, we are. I mean, you everybody loves your YouTube channel, man. And I think the later ones, I think you did one that said something about playing and performing when you don't feel like it. I mean, you had some really astute commentary there, and just as a follower of you on YouTube and a recent Patreon member and all that, I speak for everybody when I enjoyed that, man. It really spoke to me.
Thank you very much. Patreon has been unbelievable, and it is a place I can share stuff that I really can't share on YouTube. And one of the reasons that there's not a more recent Patreon video, because I don't think I've made one since the beginning of or the middle of May, is just that so much has been happening. I'm still unpacking it right now, and I don't want to present something that's just a mess. And right now we've had some heavy things happen here in the last week, and I'm at a position in my life where I'm so grateful because I'm not the one causing the heavy things. I'm the one that gets to help and be there for other people. And also I have an incredible group of people around me that when things do affect me, I got amazing people to call and stuff. And really, we got a new album coming out in July with Mike Zito. It'll be my second record working with Mike. That's been a dream come true. Like, that I didn't even know, but working for a record label that's run by a musician is a whole different experience.
Wow.
There's a whole lot that doesn't need to be said to Mike, or back to us. He just lays out the contract in a way that makes complete sense to us. It's really the stuff that I think a lot of us have been hoping for, that we would get the majority of our lives. As blues musicians and jazz musicians, most of us aren't trying to be, superstars. We're basically the same as anybody that's like that, has a traveling business hanging drywall. We just want to do a good job, and we want to get paid, and we want to support our families. And Mike makes it really easy to do that.
That's awesome, man. Well, I look forward to that record. I know you just got off the road with Lurie Bell. That was a fun loop, right?
Man, thanks for bringing up Lurie. Yeah, I mean, getting to join Lurie this year and a little bit last year, and I guess a little the year before. I guess we've been working on and off now, I guess, for 3 years. Just not much, though, just dates here and there. But it's incredible. I mean, Lurie's one of the last of the, lineage of, family blues families from Chicago. And the stories are incredible. Larry's absolutely hilarious, right? He's really fun to be around. He's very photogenic, and he's a super cat. And I really, truly have fallen in love with him as a friend. And we have great conversations. And we've gotten past that, that initial band leader side man kind of thing, and we sit down and talk. We sit down and talk sometimes, and I'll have a cigar, and he'll, an hour or 2 hours with me and talk about real shit. And he's a heavy cat, man. He's a real heavy cat, and he's on top of his game right now. And not just musically, but personally and socially, and it's fun getting to be part of that too. And a lot of the reason I'm there, it has really nothing to do with the music, the blues music, the lineage, none of that. That's great. That's all butter on a biscuit. It's just after the first time you meet Larry, I don't care who you are, you just want him in your life. And that's how it's been. It's just trying to figure out how to spend more time with him. That's all it is,
That's pure, man. It sure translates. I mean, it's an example, I guess, one of many examples in your playing, where you do that thing where you honor the tradition, and then you pick your slots where you improv and do your Jason Ricci thing. Like one of the videos I saw of you doing Messing with the Kid. I mean, you stay true to the motif of the song and the riff. You keep it intact, but when he gives you a window, you can feel when that is without violating his legendary status, I guess we'd say.
I hear you, bro. He's very supportive of that. And, he's not, maybe he's not as radical to the degree that I am, but he's very innovative. And I don't think there's much thought in Larry's mind about tradition and modern or any of that time. It's just, he's just playing music. And, I think from Larry's perspective is it's either exciting or it's not, or it's either believable or it's not. And one of those two things. And I think that's where he's coming from as an artist. So he's not thinking about notes or chromaticism or harmony or anything like that. He's just listening to it and going, man, is this some shit I can get behind or not? And I'm glad he thinks that I fit those or meet those categories most of the time in the night. You know what I mean? And that's good enough for me.
Yeah. That's
watch out, fellas. That's what he says. He says, watch out, fellas.
I love that, man. You can sure, I mean, the purity translates in the videos and the music. It's awesome. Well, everything
I could be a full-time Larry filmographer. I could seriously, I could just follow him around with a camera all day. I'm trying to get Amberly, his manager, to start a Larry Patreon because he needs the money. I mean, bad, bro. I mean, Larry needs the money, right? And especially now more than ever that he's doing well.
Right.
He's been doing well for a few years now. It's just nobody knows because of that global pandemic business. Yeah.
Business indeed. A good choice of terms there. Absolutely. Bad business,
My bad.
We're coming back around, though. It's all coming back around. Well, dude, I can't wait to get you in town. And, I thank you for investing, 16 years in doing the YouTube. You were doing it before it was a thing, before I even knew the word influencer. I mean, you were doing it. So I'm among the people that are mighty appreciative, and I hope folks will show up to show their appreciation when you come and rock the house.
It's all my pleasure. I'll be making a YouTube video specifically about this event, probably from the road here in a couple days. But, right now I'm trying to figure out how to promote 17 shows without over flooding, without taking away from another one, right? How do you promote, it's God, it's
yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. As a venue manager, I suppose, one of my many titles, I appreciate you at least being concerned about it, and that kind of thing. I mean, it's always a mutual weight to bear, you want it to be full for the artist, and yet you want to do your part, but yet, the artist, especially in your case, these days when social media cachet counts for so much, the artist has to carry their weight. And I mean, you do it in spades. So I appreciate the help.
Hey man, I try. I also fail, Bruce. I mean, I also fail. Like there's, I mean, me and Philip were talking before, and I mean, there's at any given moment in the day, there's 7 or 8 things that I can think of that I should have done yesterday. You know what I mean? It's just, it's great. It's a blessing that I get to do this. And then I get to play music with my friends too, and get to be around such a great group of guys. And Pat Ramsey told me a long time ago, and that was my harmonica teacher and influencer, and big brother and father figure. And he said, kid, he goes, you think it's hard riding around in a van playing blues music? Try running a blues club. And that gave me a lot of empathy, and I've kind of reached that point in my life now where I don't look at the business and the clubs and the agents and everything else as like an enemy or even an obstacle or even something to attain. After 30 years, the only thing that's clear to me at doing this is that everything that has worked out for me has been because of relationships and rapport. And that money comes and goes. There's pandemics. There's times when live music is doing better. There's times when I'm doing better. Sometimes it's my fault. Sometimes it's somebody else's. Whatever it is. But the one thing that we have is each other. And nobody runs a club or promotes a show or any of this stuff. Not in blues and jazz music for money. Not many. There might be a few, okay, but they're shooting low. Let me tell you that they should be doing something else. Even if they were doing like Mexican polka, they'd probably be making more money. But yeah, it's built on rapport and relationships. Yeah. And I think that from the moment that I first met you and you walked me around the arts center over there, I think it was really clear to me where you were at, where your motives were coming from. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. And, I stepped back, I went into the green room where Joe and Dougie were just kind of, getting their celery and salami and, packing up their bags with all your waters and shit. And I told them, you should really meet this guy, right? Like this guy is really doing something. You should see what's going on here.
Thank you.
You guys are artists too.
Thank you, man. Well, it's much appreciated. We do a lot of things there. We're teaching visual arts. We got a foundry. We got arts outreach to the juvenile detention center. We do a lot of things there that are that the shows indirectly support, or directly, really, that kind of thing. It's all one thing to me, but I appreciate you recognizing it. I sure do.
If you ever need a speaker or somebody to come talk to those kids, it would be for free. For the kids in the juvenile detention center, as somebody that spent more time than I would have ever wanted to in the system, both not foster care but everything other than that, institutions, mental institutions, jails, prisons, probation, all that type of stuff, parole, all that type of stuff. I think one of the only things that redeems all of that, all of the years of pain and hurt that I've caused so many other people, right, through my own actions and everything, is that it equips me with a unique set of abilities to reach people that feel that they're unreachable or unworthy of being reached. Because, I spent a lot of time kidding myself and telling myself that, I was the only person that I harmed and this and that. And the reality is deep down, I knew that I had caused a lot of pain and hurt and concern and everything else. And I really couldn't forgive myself for that, Bruce, for many years. And, not only have I forgiven myself, but in doing that, in forgiving myself and feeling that forgiveness from the Lord too. But in doing that, then I've been able to now use those things that I did, those bad actions that I did, to qualify with people that feel that they are unforgivable now, and let them know that, look, today's a new day. we can move on. Not only can we move on, but all of that stuff that happened, that you did, that happened to you, you can use this to be an example for somebody else that had those same problems. You are now a specialized tool. And this is the same kind of message that I try to put into my music as best as I can. I mean, we try to have fun too. Not every song isn't about heavy things. You know, especially now, the older I get, the more I just want to play about nice shit. but I would be happy to be part of that. And if I'm not, I'm very, very, very overjoyed to hear you mention that. And that's why I've kind of sparked up here when you did that, when you that one thing about the arts for the juvenile detention group.
I'd love to get, I'll take you up on it, bro. I mean,
take me up. I'll drive all the way over there, bro. I'll even bring another cat. I'll bring another New Orleans cat that's been through it too, bro. You know,
we'll make it happen. I mean, that's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, everybody's got imagination. You know, if we can turn it on, I always like to say the opposite of imagination is stagnation and dead end thinking. And so what you said is so spot on and appreciated, man. Absolutely. I'm going to take you up on it, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I know you got things to do, man. You got a lot of prep. And if you roll out a couple of videos and invite some folks from your platform, that'd be awesome.
I'll be doing it. I'll be doing
crazy caterpillar videos. I mean, any of that shit. You know, it'd be awesome.
Man, Instagram messed me up, man. They fixed the problem, but for like a month and a half there, I couldn't post a video more than 90 seconds, and it was just killed me. You know, really killed me. Yeah.
You're not a 90-second guy.
No, man, and Instagram is my jam, bro. I mean, I love it over there. That's the only platform where I don't see a lot of fighting. You know, everywhere else, everyone wants to argue. And for some reason, people go to Instagram to check out. And I can relate to that, you know.
Right on, man.
Bruce, I love you, bro. I love you. I'm going to give you a big old hug, bro.
I'm sorry about the snafu. You know, I'm puppy sitting, so I didn't know I was going to get caught up, you know, so I got to take the puppy out. She needs to take a leak.
No big deal. Philip and I had a talk, and I got some work done while we were talking too. Yeah, I was editing.
Yeah,
I was editing videos while we talked. Yeah.
One more time, man. People need to take advantage of this improvisational master. I mean, not just a harmonica player, but an artist. So I'm so, that's the way I feel about you. I'm so pleased and proud to have you up back in the song theater, bro.
Back at you, bro. And thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. For more information on the Shelby County Arts Council, please visit www.shelbycountyartscouncil.com.